So I just had this and this early. I just woke up, but not just woke up. I've been up for a while, but I just had this revelation that and I'm just gonna say it, that like we are the most intelligent people on this planet. And by we, I mean us American Indian, who they call Black America. There is my confirmation. And I'm not saying it to be arrogant or anything like that, but that was the thought that I had, a couple of minutes ago. Like, we are the most intelligent people on this planet. And I mean us American Indians, who they call Black American. And then that thought sent me over to the thought that, we were the only people calling ourselves Black American for a long time. And so now we have all these other melanated people who are trying to force themselves to be known as Black Americans so that they can benefit from being Black American. But they're only Black American by name and not by culture, because they're not American Indian. They haven't been forced to change their identity. Not by us. And so they hate us because they feel like they know, one, that they are what they call, now they're forcing themselves, saying, I'm Black American, but it's only by name, it's not by culture. But that's because they feel like they have to give up their culture. They're the ones that don't know their culture. Why? Because they have assimilated to what was the main power structure of this world, which is the non-melanated. If you want to make it in the world, you need to assimilate. Just like, in the history of Christianity, where they traveled to all these lands where melanated people were, started slaughtering them and then telling them, either you convert to Christianity or die. It's the same thing. You convert to the white power structure or you die. So they have willingly converted to that white power structure. And in order to convert to that white power structure, you have to give up your own culture. And we were the only ones that refused to do that, us here in North America. We're the only ones that were forced to do that. And so now they see some value in being called Black American. But they hate us because they feel like, now I have to assimilate to a whole nother culture. But they're not assimilating by culture at all. And what they never even think about, and they don't listen when we try to tell them, we have never, even before all these, these diaspora wars and all that other stuff, we have never tried to force them. We've always embraced their culture, where they were from. We embraced it more than they did. We never required for them to give up their home culture in order to be in our, like in our favor or anything like that. We were the melting pot, and they refused to even acknowledge their own culture. They try to, they'll say, oh, I'm Jamaican, or I'm Haitian, or I'm this, or I'm that. But they won't even go home and take care of their homeland. They assimilated to the white power structure here in America. They assimilated to, those black Brits. They assimilate to the white power structure of Great Britain. And so, they'll say like, oh, I'm this or I'm that. That's why they want, where you from? Where you from? I'm from America. Oh, I'm from Chicago. No, but what country are you from? Like, I'm from Chicago. We have never demanded that they dumb down any part of their culture for us. We only thing that we demanded is that they acknowledge, that melanin puts them in a certain position in this world. The way that the world is structured, that melanin puts you in a certain position, and no matter what you do, you will, in their eyes, in that white power structure, you could tap dance all you want, but in that white power structure, you will still be a melanated person, and they will still never, ever, ever accept you. We never told them that about us. We never said you need to put down your Igbo. We never told them you need to put down your Haitian. We never told them to put down Nigeria. We never told them to put down their Hispanic culture. We never told them to do any of that. We openly and willingly invited their culture. We, if anything, because we were under that amnesia spell, we didn't know who we were. We openly embraced, and we still would, even knowing who we are now today, knowing that we are the American Indians, knowing that we are the original peoples of this planet. We would still encourage them to embrace where they come from. Even if you're here, why do you think that their restaurants, even the Asians, why do you think that the restaurants, we could have been did this a long time ago, but we are very accepting. Why do you think that their restaurants are so successful? We could have been cooked at home. But we were embracing other cultures because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to embrace other cultures while enjoying your own, not get rid of your culture in order to be able to make it in a world that doesn't support your culture. That's not how it's supposed to be at all. And so they continue to flail. They're flailing because that's why they're so adamant about I'm Black American, because there's some power there. There's a power there that they didn't see before. But instead of, just listening, they don't have the ability to listen because they have been taught for so long that all you need to do is assimilate. And we're not asking anybody to assimilate to anything. We're only asking them to acknowledge your position in this power structure. Acknowledge it, accept it, and work with it. Let's work together so that we can even things out. That's all we have ever been asking. but they don't want to accept that. We've never asked them. And so now that we're like, oh, well, forget all y'all then. Forget all y'all then. You don't, now, no, you're not Black American. No, you're not. You are Jamaican, and you need to stand on that. You are Haitian, and you need to stand on that, not in a hater way, like, oh, we're taking over everything. And that's not how God intended for us to be at all. We're not supposed to be taking over people's stuff. And how do you know that? Because we don't do it. We don't take over y'all's stuff. We come and we join you. We enjoy it. We go home. And we enjoy our own culture at home. We might go to a Spanish restaurant, enjoy the food, support that establishment because we enjoy the experience. We appreciate, having them around. We appreciate, being in a way integrated into that experience for a while, enjoying the delicious food, enjoying the good music, enjoying the language of the people, and still having our own foundation of who we are and not having to assimilate to them. The world is really tossed. It's going through this toss up. There's so much going on right now. And even in these diaspora wars, we have, we're so focused on each other that we're not focused on the laws that are being changed. It's like, oh, I hate Black American. I hate this. I hate them. Oh, them FBAs. Da 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 da. And then the next thing you know, TPS is canceled. And you're like, oh my God, it's you. It's you. It's nonsensical. But this is what we have been trying to say for so long. You're never going to fit in with these people. They're always going to find a way to screw the melanated people over. They're always going to find a way. Until the melanated people stand together and say no. No more. But that was the thought that came to my mind today. As I lay in my bed. Just new waking up. Not new waking up. I've been up for a while, but that was the thought. I don't know. It just popped in my head. They're assimilating and they don't like it. And it's okay that you don't like to assimilate. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to assimilate, which is basically pretending like you're somebody else when you're not. You shouldn't have to pretend like you're somebody else to have a good life on this planet. You shouldn't have to assimilate to and pretend like you're somebody else, because if you're doing that to have what you call a better life on this planet, is it truly a better life? It's not really a better life. It's not better. It's just fake. It's all fake. So I don't know where they go from here. I don't know. I was just, we had this saying when we were kids, well, I'm going to get in trouble anyways. I might as well enjoy it. And maybe that's the stance that these people should take. I might as well enjoy my culture, and not in a toxic way. We're going to take over everything. We're going to take over Black America. We want to be known as Black American so we don't have to leave and go back home. No, you enjoy your culture. You enjoy who you are. You don't sit there trying to take over other people's culture, because they don't even like us. They don't like us. It's like, well, I have to take on this culture that I don't like in order to fit in with the culture that I'm afraid of. That's what it is. It's fear. Nobody should have to live that way. So, like I said, we used to have this saying, like, well, I'm gonna get in trouble anyways. I might as well enjoy myself. Y'all might as well enjoy your culture, and if you die, I enjoy my culture and I uplifted my culture, and not in a toxic way that try to erase somebody else. And that's what, they're trying. That's still a form of their assimilation to the white power structure, is to try and erase us. And that's a shame. Try to erase us and pretend like you have our culture. But there's a spirit behind that. And that white power structure, they know the difference in the spirit behind it. So even if they were to successfully erase all of us and assume our identity, because that's all it is, assume our identity, what are you going to do when you can't produce the advancements that white power structure requires to stay in power? Because there are advancements, and they can sit there and try and erase all the advancements that we did before. We're just going to recreate it. We're just going to produce something new, and they know that. But what are y'all going to do? The way that y'all produce something new and something amazing is to proudly embrace your culture without trying to erase somebody else. The world needs Haitian culture. The world needs Jamaican, the pure Haitian culture, not the one that's trying to erase the American Indians. Not the Jamaican culture that's trying to erase American Indians. Not the different African cultures that's trying to erase the American Indians. Not the Hispanic culture that's trying to erase the American Indians. The world needs y'all's pure culture, but there has to be love there. You have to love your culture. You have to love your neighbor. You have to love. That is what's missing, is that love. And y'all can't love us because you don't love yourselves, because you assimilated from who you are. And then y'all have like these little festivals, and I saw something in New York with like all these daggone Jamaicans all over. Oh yeah, we're Jamaican, but y'all not even proud. Because if y'all was proud, y'all would be at home building your country, not letting the Asians take over. Or even if y'all were here and proud, y'all would be proud without trying to erase a whole nother culture. That's the whole thing. Like, we were like, oh yeah, you're here. We never said erase your culture. We never said try to erase us. We never said be something that you're not. We've always supported who you were. And that's why you're going to fail, even if you are able to successfully erase the American Indian. You're still going to fail because you're still assimilated. You have to return back to your first love. And your first love can't be the white power structure. It has to be who you were before that white power structure took over, without trying to erase somebody else. That's wrong. And God can't work with you like that. God can't answer your prayers like that. God can't work through you like that. We all have God in us, but you cover it by trying to assimilate to that white power structure. And everybody's wondering, oh, why do the Black Americans always, we go in tennis. That's why they didn't want us in tennis. We didn't come in tennis with the intent of taking over, but we come to tennis because we know who we are, and we do what we love. Now they went to pickleball, whatever the hell that is. Like pickleball. They want us in gymnastics. That's where the real competition comes in. I remember like looking at the track and field in the Olympics, and Sha'Carri Richards against the Jamaicans, and she smoked them because she know who she is. She's not assimilated to that white power structure. And how do you know that? Because they had to get her out of one. They did whatever they could to get her out of one of them Olympics. They do everything they can to sabotage that girl because she know who she is. She's not assimilated. Y'all gotta untether yourselves to that white power structure and tether yourselves to your own culture. And stop trying to erase. And that's some hard work to do because y'all been doing it for so long. But y'all gotta do it. The world depends on you being yourself, not assimilated, and not trying to erase somebody else. Because what's going to happen is, even if you are successful in completely erasing the American Indian, then they're going to start requiring you to turn on your own, and they already have. You won't even go home. You can't want to be the part of your culture that makes it and just leave. You can't leave the rest. You can't leave Haiti like that. And like, I'm fine here in America. You can't do that. It's like the head of that image of that head of the snake that's eating its own damn tail. And eventually you're going to eat so much of your tail that you're eating yourself up. That's what it's like, y'all being here, enjoying y'all life, having a good life, and your home looks like that. And I saw how like Ghana joined the EU, but isn't an equal union. Is it an equal union, Ghana? Is it an assimilated union? Are you joining on their terms and you say, oh, but we got this, but what you got is scraps compared to what they're getting from you? I saw, those announcements on the news. Ghana joined EU and now Ghana is pulling in, they joined with Jamaica. But are y'all getting what they're getting out of all of this? At the end of the day, in 100 years, will y'all be completely absorbed by them? Or will y'all still be equal to them? Because I can guarantee you it's the first, not the latter. You want strength to equalize and neutralize this white power structure? Embrace yourself. And that's even to some of these Black Americans. You are American Indian. There ain't nothing to be ashamed of that. That's proud. There's beauty there. When you get a bouquet of flowers, you can get a bouquet of roses, and that's beautiful. But when you get a bouquet of roses mixed with some sunflower, mixed with some baby's breath, mixed with, something else, that's equally beautiful. Some people don't like a whole bouquet of roses. Some people like a bouquet that is assorted. But them flowers are not, the roses in the assorted bouquet is not telling the sunflower, you need to be a rose. That's what God meant. Why do you think there's so many flowers on this planet? Why do you think there's so many different types of trees on this planet? There's so many different types of birds on the planet. There's so many different types of everything on this planet. Because God is trying to tell us that you work together in your own identity, loving who you are. And you work together, you make a beautiful bouquet. But y'all come over here, and that's another thing. Like, white people, they say that, oh, the black people, the American Indian, oh, they're stupid. Oh, they have a low IQ. They say that because we're open to different cultures. Oh, they equate out our love to stupidity because they know what is in their hearts to do. Just like when Columbus sent that letter back to Queen Elizabeth saying, oh, they're friendly. They're the friendliest people. They'll be easy to take over. That wasn't in our hearts. That's what was in their hearts. That's why they think we're stupid, because we are loving people. Think about it. They think we're dumb because we're loving and we're open and we're embracing of people. But what they what they know about us, but what you assimilated people don't know about us is that it's our love. We have love, not just for y'all, but we have love for ourselves and for our own culture and what we have built. And it is love that defeats all things. It is love that overcomes all things, even assimilation. And so Like this power structure, the way it is, it could be the way it is now, but that's not how it's always going to be. Because love overcomes all things. And the more that you love who you are without trying to erase somebody else and without trying to assimilate, that's when love takes over. And ain't nothing they can do about that. That's what the Bible means, that the weapons of this world are not carnal, it's spiritual. And spirit is saying, love yourself, love your neighbor as you love yourself. But you can't do that. You are literally you're literally living out that scripture. Love your neighbor as you love yourself, but you don't love yourselves. You hate yourselves. And so you hate your neighbor. I don't care what that white power structure think about me. I don't care what they think about me at all. They can think I'm dumb all I want, but I love who I am, and I love my people, and I love the land that we were originated on. And I love Mexican food. I love Jamaican music. I love the Haitian revolution, and I love their accents. I love the business acumen of the Asian community. But that don't mean that I'm going to sit there and let them MFers come and erase who I am. Love doesn't mean gullibility. That's all I got to say.